Happy 2023. And how do we celebrate? By reminiscing, of course, our year that has gone by, 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the All Effing Wrestling Show. Intern, hit the new music. Woo! Welcome to the Worldwide Effing Media Studios. I am, of course, your master of ceremonies. They call me just by 3 letters because that's all there is to need. The JFB, James from Boston.
And of course, I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. Of course, my name is Canada Dry, damn it.
Oh, Canada Dry goes down so smooth. The bubbles tickling your nose.
Ooh.
We are joined, of course, by our compadres, our soldiers. Together in we make a successful, tough unit. I'm talking about the effing Golden Graham. Joseph Graham, say hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. How's everyone doing today?
Everybody's doing good, man. I went to bed early. I did not see the ball drop. I did not want to see the ball drop. I wanted to see my head drop onto a pillow.
So I did see it only because I stayed up to watch Georgia and Ohio State. And good Lord, what a game that was last night.
Oh, who won? It was a Georgia one.
Georgia.
Right?
Ohio State shanked a field goal with 5 seconds left. I loved it. I hate Ohio State with a passion. So
yeah. I have relatives that live in Ohio, so you can assure the JFB is going to be talking massive amounts of shit today as I taunt them with their Ohio State sucks. And, of course, we are joined by Liam Wakeland, the magician. Say hello.
Good evening in the UK. Good afternoon in the US or Canada. Or if you're in Australia or Japan, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, son.
Konnichiwa.
All right. Oh, before we get started, I want to say one quick word. Don West passed away earlier this week.
yes.
It is a huge loss. I was going to have an audio clip, but I couldn't find one that really justifies what that man means to professional wrestling. He was the voice of Impact for him and Mike Tenay for many, many years. And it's a huge loss to the community for wrestling. He is one of my all-time favorite commentators. Him and Tenay just going at it weekly just brought joy and happiness to my life. Those two guys.
Let's take a 10-second moment of silence.
Yeah.
For our fallen compadre.
Yeah. Okay, so Don West, I know you're up there in heaven with Piper and Macho and all the greats. So we doff our caps and we say thank you very much for everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
So before we get, we wanted to do something for season 3, episode 1. And of course, how do you do that? Well, we want to celebrate the year of 2022 because 2022
season, this is crazy.
It is insane. 2022 was an amazing year for wrestling. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. It's on an upswing right now. It's in the zeitgeist. Everybody knows AEW. Everybody knows WWE. We had some amazing matches. We had some amazing breakout stars. We're going to celebrate those because there's going to be some controversy, I'm sure. People are going to go ahead and say, what in the hell did you guys do picking these people? But we have to go first, and that, of course, is our first award. It goes to the Independent Wrestler of the Year. Can I get a drum roll, please? Natalia Markova, friend of the show. Woo! Congratulations. Woo! Woohoo. All right. Let's get a little crowd noise here. Okay, Natalia couldn't be here. Unfortunately, she is right now high in the skies at 10,000 feet, flying to some location to wrestle. But we do have an acceptance speech, and here it is.
This is Natalia Markova, the badass with a great ass, and also your crush, even if you don't realize it yet.
I mean, yeah, this whole thing means a lot to me too. Obviously, I mean, I do stuff here and there, but I'm always in touch. You're a big part of my career. I think you help me all the time. And again, being the face of FN Wrestling is a big deal to me. And I'm happy that I can be the face of your company. And I wish you nothing but the best.
Man, Natalia Markova, bringing it home. All right, she is our Indie Wrestler of the Year. Our next award goes to our official mascot. He makes appearances here and there. He makes appearances everywhere. He likes pineapple. He likes strawberries. That's right. Wrestling Cat of the Year goes to, drumroll please.
Fingers crossed.
Fruitcat, Wrestling Cat of the Year. He won. And of course, we do have Fruitcat decided to give us an acceptance speech, which I'm really proud of. And so let's play it. Interns, play the video from Fruitcat, please.
Everyone is that fluffied up, fruity son of a bitch. That's right, my name is Fruitcat, and I would like to thank the Academy for this award, and also like to thank my roommate Canada Dry. We did it, buddy! And I'd also like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this is possible. And a shout out to all my fans. We did it!
Oh, I love that.
Give me a shout out. That means a lot.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, so those are our first two awards.
Before we move on, can I just say those awards are top notch. The design is really nice.
Yeah, it took a while for the interns. I had to beat them and starve them and not let them drink water.
Expect nothing else from you, JFB.
I would like to say to Caleb Bain. Hey, Caleb, where's your award? You don't got one, do you?
Oh.
Ouch. Ouch. That's what's getting flagged.
What brought that on? Are you facing Caleb at some point in
AFW and beat him?
Okay.
So Fruitcat's a little salty about this, and I'm tired of hearing it. So there's going to be Fruitcat is saving up, and I believe an injury is.
Uh-oh. He's going to get injured. Caleb Bain is going to get whacked in the knee by Fruitcat with a lead pipe. I'm predicting it right now. 2023 starting off with a bang. So let's go with our very first award. We have great intros. So here's our very first award, and it is going to be Breakout Wrestler of the Year. Your nominees are Austin Theory, Braun Breaker, Daniel Garcia, Hook, Kansuke Takashita, Logan Paul, Wheeler Yuta. Okay, so those are our nominees. Do we have any forefronts? Canada Dry, who do you think is going to take the award for Breakout Star of the Year?
Well, I really like Hook, but Dallas kind of paid me to say that, so said he would take a lead pipe to my knee. So I kind of have to. I don't want to pipe to my knee, so you got to kind of go with Dallas on this one.
Okay. Mr. Golden Graham, your thoughts on the nominees? Who do you see as being in the forefront?
I mean, this is a good group of nominees, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
But I think Braun, he really stood out in NXT this year.
Yeah.
Along with Takeshita, he just I know he's not new, but he definitely broke out. He definitely became like a darling of wrestling this year.
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, anybody that saw him in Noah and in New Japan and then eventually in AEW, this kid's got an upswing. I mean, this kid's got a huge
That
upswing.
match he had with Moxley was amazing.
Oh,
Yes.
it was freaking bonkers. I'm surprised. Hopefully it made match of the year because that's the big award at the end. But Liam, your thoughts on the nominees and who do you think is in the running?
I mean, there's some really big names here, but if I had to pick one from my point of view, I think it is Braun Breaker. I think that the NXT product as a whole is not really the best, but Braun for me is one who you're going to want to see. He's a good wrestler. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah. All right. Drum roll, please. The winner of Breakout Star of the Year, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, everybody. Woo! Braun Breaker is officially the Breakout Star of the Year. So let's talk about Braun Breaker really quickly. Canada Dry, your thoughts on Braun Breaker from WWE NXT division?
So, Breakout Star, I'd be concerned with his WWE main roster debut if Vince McMahon was still around.
Yeah.
But I believe
Yes.
there could be a nice transition to the main roster.
Yeah.
I'm concerned is his last name. Like, it still doesn't make sense to me. But if they pay proper attention to the lineage, I think he can go a long ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's be prognosticators. How do you see his 2023 going, Canada Dry?
Oh, I definitely see him getting to the main roster at some point this year. But you know what? He's gone a long ways in such a short time.
Yeah, very short time.
Like he was just it was just announced that he was signed by WWE. We don't know how long he was training, but then all of a sudden he's on NXT and he's winning matches after matches after matches. Like he passed Parker Boudreaux in the depth chart.
Yeah,
and pretty much led Parker Boudreaux's release.
Yeah, absolutely. Golden Graham, your thoughts on Braun Breaker winning, and then let's prognosticate. How do you see his 2023 going?
I mean, yeah, well deserved. Like he carried one of the main people who carried NXT this year.
Yeah.
I would really like to see him have a nice run in the Rumble this year, just to start, just to get him reintroduced to the main. And I think by SummerSlam, I think he's full time.
Okay.
On the main roster. I think that's one.
I can see
because
that.
right now there's no room for him.
Yeah.
With the bloodline dominating everything, I think once this storyline gets through, I think that's when it's time to bring up some new blood.
Yeah, absolutely. Liam Wakeland, your thoughts on Braun Breaker and prognosticate where you think his 2023 is going to go.
I mean, as Mr. Graham said there, I think it's well deserved, but I'm kind of optimistic because we've seen it so many times when somebody gets called up to the main roster, they never do really well. But that's obviously with Vince in charge. With Triple H, we shall definitely see. I do kind of agree with what Mr. Graham said there as well. I think he will appear in the Royal Rumble, and then who knows after that?
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of Braun Breaker. When NXT rebranded it NXT 2.0, my eyes rolled into the back of my head. And all I did was shake my head, and I didn't expect it was going to be fruitful for anybody. But here comes Braun Breaker. Here comes Braun Breaker, and he totally carried that transition from black and gold to 2.0, now back to black and gold, and he's been the constant in NXT. Him and Mandy Rose, they were the two biggest constants, while the rest of these young guys and young girls are building themselves up. I think he shows up at the Royal Rumble. I think he doesn't go very far. I think he comes in midway, lasts for about 40 minutes or so, maybe one of the last 5 or 6 before he gets eliminated. But I seriously see him challenging for either the United States, but preferably, I think he's going to get to be the Intercontinental Champion in 2023 at SummerSlam against Gunther. I think that would be white and gold. Yeah, no, it's black and gold. Yeah, NXT was black and gold, not white and gold. Noob is drunk.
White and gold is sort of what they are now.
Get off the sock right now.
I'll tell you what, JFB, I would love to see Braun and Gunther at SummerSlam. That would be awesome.
It would be beautiful. I mean, what a great way to introduce him into the mix and making him the Intercontinental Champion, because that guy's a worker. I mean, he's a straight worker, and that's what that belt is supposed to stand for. So, all right, so that's our first group of nominees, and now we're gonna go to our next one. Here we go. Most shocking moment of the year. Your nominees are Action Andretti beating Chris Jericho, Vince McMahon retiring from the WWE. Okay, we have two really solid nominees. Canada Dry, who do you think is going to be in the forefront? Who do you think wins this?
I think Vince McMahon wins this, but I don't want to discount Action Andretti here, because that move really is shocking, and it's the first time we've ever been shocked in 20 years.
Yeah.
And it shocked the wrestling world, but not to the level Vince McMahon's did, because we're like, it just kind of like, oh my goodness, when is the time when we didn't have Vince around?
Yeah.
And it's just like, but Action Andretti, I just want to give a shout out to Chris Jericho for putting over Action Andretti, and for Tony Khan to recognize the talent that he has, even though Conan calls him a jabroni.
Yeah. Golden Graham, who is your favorite in this 2-horse race?
Oh, it's got to be Vince McMahon for all the reasons Canada Dry said.
Yeah.
But I do believe if this Action Andretti match had happened earlier in the year and had given some time to build to see where we're going, I think it would be a closer result.
Yeah. And Liam, your thoughts?
I mean, I have to agree with these two. It's got to be the Vince one, but obviously we all saw the stories what came out, and then obviously bang, we ended up, Vince is retiring. We're like, oh wow. And as Canada Dry mentioned there, we've not known what it's like without Vince, but not to discount obviously Action Andretti. I mean, it's a big moment, but I think it's just happened too late in the year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, drum roll, please. And your winner for most shocking moment is going to be Vince McMahon retires from the WWE. All right, Vince McMahon. So Canada Dry. I mean, obviously, Canada Dry. Your thoughts on Vince winning?
I think it's one of those awards he wouldn't accept. I think he would tell us to go shove it. What I would have done differently about this was I would have had Triple H and Stephanie tell him, "You're fired." And just play it up and just have it go up in a blaze of glory. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, like put him in the limousine, and have the limousine roll out, and then it explodes. Then we can kill Vince
him off again. No, I
Go
just think
again.
him just fighting off and squirming would be perfect, kind of like they did with Eric Bischoff.
Have him. They start escorting him out. He just goes limp and he's kicking his feet. Yeah,
he's
like a petulant child.
We could have him throw him in a trash truck like Cena did to Bischoff.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Yeah, there's so many ways we can recall previous ways we've tried to kill Vince McMahon and do it that way. Golden Graham, your thoughts on the win from Vince?
Like I said, there was really no other option, and this is the only scenario in which I'm glad Vince is getting an award. Honestly,
Liam, your thoughts?
I mean, this is the only point where Vince can't say to us, "You're fired."
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, as Joseph Graham says again, I mean, you can't. This is probably the biggest story of the year, but you can't really top that no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, when the news first came out, I kind of said, okay, we're gonna find out one or two things. We're gonna see how Teflon Vince McMahon truly is. Like, is this gonna bounce off of him like a bullet off of a bulletproof vest? Or is he's gonna get shot and he's gonna die like the end of a mafia movie? And sure enough, that floor fell out from beneath him and it was gone. And I mean, that ball, Wall Street Journal did an amazing job. It was like that little ball, and you roll it down a hill full of snow, and then by the time it gets to the bottom of the hill, it's the size of the Empire State Building, and it's killing multiple people. So,
you know that he was fighting this the whole way, this retirement. He was fighting it. He was going to try and play it off, but he just couldn't avoid it, and he just kind of had to bite the bullet. But I still think it would have been
rumors
cool
are he wants
if he
to
played
come
it
back.
into the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Vince wants to come back. I don't know if anybody's going to let him, but my question is this.
There's an award in it for him.
Yeah. No, and my question is this. Does he start a competing wrestling promotion? Canada Dry, your thoughts?
No way in hell does Vince start a competing wrestler. No.
Nah, I don't think so. No way.
Is WWE.
That's virtually impossible, I think.
I don't see any major television company touching him and giving him the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could be like Hulk Hogan and have that midget wrestling that tours the country.
But you said competing, not sideshow freak.
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
I'm taking it.
What we need is midgets.
I will admit, though, it was really weird to hear Vince McMahon retires as the award and then just a crazy amount of applause.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all the wrestlers going back to WWE clapping.
All right, let's get to our next award. And here we go, our very next award. Which one is it? Oh, there we go. News Story of the Year. Your nominees are Cody Rhodes returns to the WWE, the All-Out Media Scrum Brawl, Vince McMahon retires from the WWE. Okay, and our winner is Vince McMahon again. He wins twice in a row. Holy Christopher Columbus. Holy cow. He's a two-time winner. Two-time winner.
We don't really need to talk much about this, right?
Well, let's talk about the other nominees, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had Cody not been injured, him leaving, this happens at the beginning of the year, leaving AEW. He's really one of the faces of AEW. It was really, really shocking.
Yeah.
But nothing beats that Vince story. So,
yeah, absolutely. Mr. Graham, your thoughts on the nominees?
Yeah, I agree. Vince once again is the clear winner, but I was, I guess, flabbergasted, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
That Cody left AEW to return to WWE.
Yeah.
And honestly, the all-out brawl, yeah, it definitely dominated headlines, but it's definitely seemed to have died down.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, which is probably a good thing.
Yep, absolutely. Liam, your thoughts on the nominees and the winner?
I mean, obviously, Vince, that's two things he's won. But yeah, it's regarding the other two, but there were more questions when obviously Cody left, because we're like, is the frustrations, is something going on we don't know about? That there's still a lot of them questions for obviously Cody. When the media scrum, yeah, again, obviously it was a big storyline, but I feel like it's died down now, so it's not really meh.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, the Vince McMahon dominated headlines for several months. I mean, it did not die. I mean, every week when we were doing the podcast and we did our news segment, there was always something new coming out. And it was from the Wall Street Journal. It was from legitimate reporting, not dirt sheets. And so, you knew there was something serious to this. But if the Vince McMahon thing didn't happen until 2023, the All Out media scrum would have dominated headlines for at least 3 or 4 months, because we still don't know what really truly happened. Now, would it have been?
We ever will either.
Yeah, and I mean, would it be cool if there was a knife involved or somebody pulled out a pistol? Hell yeah, that would have made it a little bit more interesting. Like,
because steel chairs and biting arms wasn't enough, JFB.
Yeah, like you have Swerve in Our Glories at the media scrum, and they're talking, all of a sudden you hear pop, 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 and then people start scattering. That would have made bigger news, but here pulling and biting is just as good, I guess.
Exactly. What do you guys think? Obviously wrestlers coming forth saying that, oh, this is what actually happened. Like, obviously with Dax as an example.
Yeah, I mean, Dax and Matt Hardy said he was there. I don't know if I buy it, but Matt Hardy said he was there and he saw the whole thing. The only reason why I doubt anybody's retelling or recounting of this is because with them being a private company, they are going to keep this as quiet as possible in terms of what really truly happened for legal reasons. So I can't imagine Matt Hardy would just be like, well, I'm going to screw the NDA and I'm just going to talk about it. Same with Dax. I don't see Dax lying, but Matt Hardy is desperate for attention,
Well, like with Matt Hardy, he came out and said that he clarified that he wasn't there. What he was talking about was like the month following, like all the investigations and everything. He was talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, it's so dumb.
Hey,
Matt Hardy just trying to stay relevant while his brother is still waiting trial. So
yeah.
Oh, we went there.
All right, let's get to our next one. Here we go. Return or debut of the year. Your nominees are Bayley, Bray Wyatt, Cody Rhodes, Saraya, Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. And our winner is Bray Wyatt. Woo! All right, Bray Wyatt coming out with the huge return. That holy cow! And here comes Canada Dry. I mean, the enlightened one.
Oh dear, what's happened here?
It's 2023. He's going to try to creep us out. What a great way to start, by creeping everybody out. I appreciate it.
It's fitting that he shows up when Bray wins an award.
Yeah, exactly. So, enlightened one, what are your thoughts on the nominees and the winner?
Well, tell you this thing. I voted for Bray Wyatt. And in a way, I kind of win, right? Like, if you vote for the winner, you win. So isn't this award really the enlightened ones? And another thing, this Uncle Howdy, he's an enlightened one ripoff. Tell me that's not true. Tell me.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with the enlightened one, so I agree with you.
Yep. Please don't.
I'm not arguing with the enlightened one, only because he knows where I live. So
that's probably a good call.
Please don't.
I will have my own award. I guarantee you this. And if not, I'm coming after Liam's kneecap.
Oh,
please no. I like my kneecap. Oh,
well, you better get working on that award then.
So what I'm hearing is 2023 is the year of the knee, right?
Yes. Yes.
The year of the knee.
Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the nominees and our eventual winner?
So, like, when I was voting, I had a hard time picking, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I ended up going with Bray just because everything before it, like the White Rabbit, everything, it was unique.
Yeah.
And it's different. I really think Cody would have won if he hadn't have torn his pec.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, Stone Cold was a great moment. It was Saraya, I still think there's more to come.
Yeah.
And then Bayley, like, her return has been so flat. Like, it's just, she probably should have won the title over at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Absolutely. Liam, your thoughts on the nominees and our winner?
So after all the awards we've obviously got, I felt like this was absolutely the hardest one to call. I mean, I was chopping back and forth between Cody and Bray, but when you actually the Bray one, I mean, it was unique, as obviously Joe Graham says again. But yeah, I mean, every one of them could have really won, apart from the Bayley one, because she's not done note to be recognized.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing: Bayley fell flat because of the sandwich pants. When you have 2 roast beefs and 2 turkey clubs in your pockets, that weighs you down. You don't get as much bounce and as much flow as possible.
That shit weighs a lot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, a turkey club is not the lightest of all sandwiches. In fact, some states deem it as a lethal weapon if it's used in the right way. So, I mean, the whole Bray thing, man, all 2022, everybody kept wondering, when is Bray going to show up? He's going to show up at Impact. He's going to go to AEW. He's going to go to New Japan. He's going to go to Canada. He's going to go wrestle in Mexico. He's wrestling alligators in Florida. Like, nobody knew where this guy was coming. And then it became the worst kept secret. Everybody knew Bray was going to show up at that pay-per-view. And sure enough, here comes the door. He opens the door, and in comes Bray. And it was an absolutely fantastic moment. But you're right. If Cody Rhodes did not get injured, Cody Rhodes would have won this. Would have probably have won this award over Bray Wyatt, because who knows what we would have seen.
But I think it's also the fact that he was fired. And,
yes,
that's big in the return. Cody wins his hands down if Bray wasn't fired.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, to me, it's just, Cody was a huge, I mean, it should have won Best News Story as well, because it was a huge get to go from one big promotion to another large promotion without losing a step, So, but yeah, that's our return and debut. Let's go to our next one really quickly. Here we go. Wrestling Storyline of the Year. Your nominees are The Bloodline, MJF versus CM Punk, MJF returns at All Out. Okay, can we get a drum roll? You okay, Canada Dry? You look like you're a little groggy.
Oh, I was in a trance there for a second. I don't know what happened.
No idea.
All right, let's get a drum roll. And the winner is The Bloodline. Woo-hoo! The Bloodline taking it. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the nominees and our winner, The Bloodline?
I think Sammy is the only reason the Bloodline is winning this, because he kind of revitalized them. To make them, the comedy he brings in, just the goodwill he brings in, because everyone wants to see Sammy succeed. Sami Zayn. And so I feel like he single-handedly vaulted them to the top and gave them this award on a silver platter. And so really, this should be the Sami Zayn award. But for technical reasons, it's the Bloodline award. But I really do believe that Sami Zayn got them this award.
Yeah. All right. Joseph Graham, your thoughts?
So I want to say first off, the fact that MJF is nominated twice and he missed basically half the year, I think speaks highly that this award is going to MJF next year. I think it's already a foregone conclusion, personally.
Yeah.
But like Canada Dry said,
100%.
But like Canada Dry said, like, I voted for the Bloodline not only for Sammy, but his interactions mainly with Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah,
like that has been nothing but short of entertaining and like actually great storytelling.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely
a good thing and a bad thing, because this is what I expect from the WWE.
Yeah,
but other than the Bloodline, they fall short basically everywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Liam, your thoughts on the nominees and our winner, the Bloodline?
I mean, when you actually think about it, obviously WWE's put all the eggs in one basket into this storyline. It did fall flat, obviously, thingy, but then obviously Sammy's come along and it's reinvested a lot of fans, even me as a fan. I mean, I got bored towards the end of the Bloodline thing, but now with Sammy in it, I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm really invested now. I'm seeing where they're going to go with this. But again, obviously MJF misses out twice. I mean, that's can't be unnoticed, really, can it?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I was really surprised that MJF was nominated twice because I mean, he had two really huge, storylines in it. With the whole Tony Khan fire me, and then he does get kayfabe fired, and then comes back at All Out, which we knew he was coming back. Everybody knew that he was coming back, and what was so weird was when everything went dark and they started playing the phone message, I actually jumped off. I thought it was the end of the pay-per-view, and I don't know, they had a lot of somewhere. I totally missed MJF.
You're the only one who fooled.
I was fooled. I'm like, well, what? That was kind of a weird way to end the end of pay-per-view. I just clicked off my browser and went and did my thing, and I come back and I'm like, MJF came back? When was this?
Come on, you should know by now when AEW goes dark, there's something else coming.
Well, you're right. It could have been House of Black or, but yeah, I mean, MJF, but the Bloodline, I think the Bloodline and Sami Zayn are the big reason why WWE is where it is today. You can contribute it to Triple H and Stephanie. They're seeing like 20% rise in their viewership, 20% rise in their pay-per-view buys or their premium live buys. So, I mean, yeah, it could easily have been, they single-handedly, I think, saved WWE when its fat was in the fire with the whole Vince thing going on. And you're right. Sami Zayn basically won this award for them. Undoubtedly. There was no way in hell that if it was just Roman and the Usos, Sammy is that extra. Sammy is basically that nitrous oxide. He's that NOS tank that you punch and you can go from like 50 to like 300 miles an hour. And your face just pulls back. Yeah, exactly. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Can I say something real quick before we go on that?
Yeah.
I think the whole Full Gear story would have been a lot closer to this if it had been CM Punk and not Mox. As much as I love Mox.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're CM Punk and you're throwing your dog Larry at people and, and then Ace Steel is biting people, that's gonna lead to possibly not having the belt any longer. That's just my thought.
I mean, he was losing the belt regardless. The man can't stay healthy right now, so.
Guy's an injury prone.
You know what would be cool? If CM Punk came back and Ace Steel came back as his manager.
Yes. Oh my God, I would love it. I would love to be the police officer taking this report and having to get a dental impression of Ace Steel's mouth to compare it to the bite wounds on Kenny Omega. All right, let's get to our next one. Here we go. Wrestling pay-per-view of the year. Your nominees are Clash at the Castle, AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door, AEW's Full Gear, WWE's WrestleMania 38. Okay, can we get a drum roll, please? And the winner of pay-per-view of the year, Forbidden Door. That's right, the AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door pay-per-view. I'm going to go with Canada Dry. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the nominees and our winner?
I think that you guys are all drunk when you voted. I think that Full Gear was the better pay-per-view. I think Full Gear fell. I think Forbidden Door fell flat for a couple reasons. The key people weren't involved. It was a good pay-per-view, don't get me wrong, but there was a couple things that just didn't add up. Full Gear to me was the better pay-per-view. WrestleMania, aside from Cody, really fell flat. The Stone Cold thing was good for nostalgia reasons, but Clash at the Castle had that really good match with Sheamus and Gunther.
Yeah.
But I think Full Gear was the one that should have won.
Yeah. All right. Golden Graham, your thoughts on the nominees and the winner?
Okay, so I mean, WrestleMania is going to get nominated because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's got the notoriety. Along with what Canada Dry said, you also got the Bianca Belair match with Becky, right? Where she basically got her eye shut and ran that whole match with a swollen eye, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, Clash at the Castle was basically Tripp's first full pay-per-view that he ran with no Vince input, and it had probably the WWE match of the year.
Yeah.
With Sheamus and Gunther.
Yeah.
I loved Full Gear. It was a pay-per-view that AEW needed at the right time to just correct the course.
Yeah.
I voted for, I went with Forbidden Door because it was fun. And even for all the injuries that we're supposed to have, it was still a great show, solid matches. I mean, I even called it a cursed show, but it was still just, I enjoyed watching it from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Liam, your thoughts?
So obviously regarding WrestleMania, there's a few good little things, but overall, not a great pay-per-view. Clash at the Castle, obviously Gunther versus Sheamus is obviously the standout match.
Yeah.
Forbidden Door, I think the injuries thing kind of took the thing away from that pay-per-view. So I kind of agree with Canada Dry. I think Full Gear should have won because the Jamie Hayter match and the MGF match were two of my favorites, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Forbidden Door is kind of like that new shiny toy that you get on Christmas. It's beautiful. It's high speed. It's sexy. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I don't want to play with it anymore. I want to go back to the old thing. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people picked Forbidden Doors, because it was really the first time that you got a major cross-promotional aspect of a pay-per-view with New Japan and AEW together. I personally voted for Forbidden Door because I'm a huge Japanese wrestling nut. And for me, it was good to see guys like Tanahashi and Will Ospreay and Suzuki-gun and all of them showing up. I thought it was really fun. I mean, in terms of best pay-per-view of the year, it wasn't. It was good. It wasn't great, but Full Gear was freaking fantastic. It makes me wish that I could go ahead and recast my vote, but alas, I can't.
I want to talk quickly about AEW trademarking the term Wrestle Bowl. Is it possible we have another pay-per-view with the term Wrestle Bowl as AEW's WrestleMania? Is this possible?
I don't see why not. I mean, unless they're gonna do a cross promotion with the Pro Bowlers Association, and we're gonna get bowling and wrestling at the same time, which could very well happen. I mean, you know how Tony Khan is sometimes. So
when I first heard this, I thought of a halftime show, halftime heat, or it could just be a special Dynamite the week before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, very well could be.
Could be.
Yeah,
could be especially. I mean, because we know how many specials they have.
I feel AEW needs to get that one event that is their WrestleMania, and get that as the WrestleMania, and they could, yeah.
So to follow up on that, then, so where would you put it on the actual calendar?
I put it in April. I put it a week before or a week after WrestleMania. Hell, I'd do it during WrestleMania just as a big FU to WWE. I mean, if I was Tony Khan,
I don't think they would do it the week of.
I don't know. Tony Khan has come out and said that he's not opposed to running shows on Mania weekend anymore. I guess because of all the counter programming WWE does.
Yeah.
With their NXT shows.
I'm just saying.
But I'll tell you what, if they do a Wrestle Bowl, they got to get the Gronk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean, to me, like I said, I mean, Wrestle Bowl means one of two things. Either we're wrestling with bowlers, or we're going to have a competing pay-per-view against WrestleMania. And I think who would stop Tony Khan? I mean, think about it. he has to go. WWE goes to these extremely large stadiums that hold 60, 70,000 people. How awesome would it be if they were in legitimately the same town running at a 20,000 seat stadium arena on the same day?
They do it in Jackson Jaguars stadium, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
that.
There you go. All right, let's get to our next one. Here we go. So we are going. We're halfway through now. We're halfway through. Here is our next category. Wrestling Heel of the Year. Your nominees are Finn Balor, Chris Jericho, MJF, Seth freaking Rollins. Okay, let's get a drum roll. And the winner of Heel of the Year is MJF. What a freaking shock to the system. What a freaking shock. All right, Canada Dry, you go first. Your thoughts on our winner in the nominees.
MJF had 100% voting until I sent the form to Dollywood. She absolutely hates MJF. She wanted to vote him as human scum, but it's not an option. So
if she hated him, she should have voted for him.
What did Dollywood actually vote for?
Yeah, she gets into the kayfabe is real sort of thing.
Yeah, Dolly, you're no longer allowed to vote, so I'm just letting you know.
Yes, he is. But I want to give props to Chris Jericho on this too, because Chris Jericho, he does the heel better than most.
Oh yeah.
You want to go to heel lessons?
Yeah.
Take it from Chris Jericho because he does it so well. And I'm glad that he's off of Rampage, the commentary, because I think it hurts his heel character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay.
But I do like his segment, his entertainer of the week, sports entertainer of the week, because I think that really plays into his heel guy. But yeah, I would have been okay with Jericho winning. Other than that, I think Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, I think we're third and fourth respectively.
Yeah. Okay, Golden Graham, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, MJF is definitely the clear winner, but like this year has been so tumultuous. Like if you look back and think about Jericho and his heel shtick with Eddie Kingston, like it was amazing.
Yeah,
just everything he did in that lead up to Revolution with Eddie Kingston was great. And like with WWE, like it's hard to find like real legitimate like heels.
Yeah.
And that I think that's partly because even Triple H has said, "Oh, we live in a world of gray."
Yeah.
Which I don't like. I enjoy having someone to really root for and someone to really just hate their guts, like with MJF.
Yeah. Absolutely. Liam, your thoughts?
I mean, it's a clear winner, MJF. I mean, we spoke about before. I mean, the guy's literally heel inside and outside the ring. I mean, what can we say about that? But as regards to Finn Balor, for me personally, I can't get behind him as a heel. I just feel like it's a bit odd, a bit strange from my point of view. Yeah. Seth, yes, not too bad, but Chris Jericho, I think he worked better as a heel, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. Anytime that a person is going to dry hump a statue of Franco Harris at the airport that now requires police presence should always win. That's all I'm saying. That man, MJF is a heel front and back, morning, noon, and night. That man lives the heel life, and for good reason. I mean, he excels at it. But you're right, though. Chris Jericho has done some of the most amazing heel work this in AEW this year than he's done in his entire career, and that's including the program that he had with Shawn Michaels, where he put him through the Jericho-Tron 3000. You know, Finn. I mean, the thing with Finn was Finn was a heel when he started Bullet Club, and it was amazing. And he was a great freaking heel. He was an awesome heel. WWE heel though, he is. I feel like he's a fish that's just flapping on the ground, trying to grasp for air. So,
do you think that's because of the restrictions in WWE though?
I think some of it has to do with that. I mean, like Damian Priest is a great heel. He was a great heel in Ring of Honor as Punishment Martinez. I didn't like him when he started becoming a fan favorite. I like him better as a dirty, powerful, I hate your guts heel. I love him as a heel. I love Rhea Ripley as a heel. She's got the look. I don't consider Dominic Mysterio only because he's so out of place. It's like having two thumbs on the same hand. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense.
Did you see those pictures released recently of Rhea Ripley from 2017 with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, she was gorgeous.
Yeah, and now she literally she's the hottest goth girl in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Finn just falls flat, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just because he doesn't have it in him anymore, and he's just biding his time until he can get out of his contract with WWE. But I mean, Triple H is high on him. And Triple H is the one who brought him to WWE, so who knows? I don't know. What do you think, Canada Dry?
I think we should move to the next award.
Okay, let's go to the next award. All right, here we go. Our next category. Wrestling Face of the Year. Your nominees are Bryan Danielson, Cody Rhodes, Jon Moxley, Saraya. Okay, and our winner is Jon Moxley. All right. Jon Moxley wins Face of the Year. Okay. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this? Your thoughts.
Again, the voters were drunk. He's a horrible, horrible face. He doesn't do it properly. He's threatening people all the time. How's that a baby face? To me, the best face should have gone to Cody Rhodes. He does it right. He does the face right. And the second, the injury kind of hurt him, but I would have then gone to maybe Bryan Danielson because he's just a face through and through. He had that little bit of a heel sort of turn when he's going against Hangman Page, but to me, those are the real winners.
Yeah. Okay, Golden Graham, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I voted for Moxley just because one, Cody didn't wrestle enough.
Yeah,
and to me, Danielson, he's more of a tweener because he's always talking about knocking people's heads off and kicking their teeth in. That's not a babyface move.
Yeah,
and Saraya, like just one match in the year. Yeah, that doesn't.
Okay, you're contradicting yourself, sir. Jon Moxley is more that than Daniel Bryan.
No, I'm not arguing you on that point. I'm just saying.
Okay.
If you're gonna sit there and say Moxley's in a face because he's talking about killing people and all that, Danielson did it even more than Moxley did.
Yeah.
So,
no, he did
you're pretty
not.
right.
He does it in a more likable.
He literally kicked people's teeth out in that match with the Dark Order.
He did. He gave him dentist. He sent him to Britt Baker.
Lightly.
Liam, your thoughts?
Well, I actually voted for Moxley myself, but now listening to you guys, I think I made a big mistake here. I don't even know who to vote for now. I'm really lost.
You did. Thank you.
This has been such a weird year just for everything. It's been hard to pick like decent nominees for some of these awards.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing.
I want to say something about this because I just want to say this quickly. You can talk. I feel that wrestling in general doesn't know how to produce solid faces anymore. Like, to me, Cody Rhodes is the only solid face in wrestling right now. That like he's like you need John Cena type character, and you don't produce them anymore. They're watered down like hell.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't vote for Moxley. I voted for Cody. But you're right. I think the injury hurt him. But I mean, he's been a babyface his entire career. Coming into WWE, they could have just made him the white meat babyface with the la, 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 but they didn't. They made him an endearing and lovable face because he's living up to the promise that his father couldn't fulfill when his father was in WWE, and that is being the world champion. And that's a huge thing. And I think that's what would have made Cody win if he stayed long enough and not gotten injured and tore the pec. So
I do look forward to him winning the big belt this year. I want to mark out for him when he does that.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
And not only that, the winged eagle belt, bring it back.
Oh yeah.
There's rumors about WWE bringing in a new belt back, so they may very well do that.
I hope they do, because I want winged eagle. I don't want big winged eagle because that thing looks like garbage. I want
the Bret Hart title one.
Yeah, I want the one that Bret, Hulk, Macho, Ultimate, all those guys carried. So, all right, let's go to our next category. We are now number 4. Wrestling Tag Team of the Year. The nominees are The Acclaimed, The Briscoes, FTR, The Usos. Okay, and our winner is FTR. Shocker. It is not a shock at all. FTR, Canada Dry. Go ahead, wax poetic about our nominees and the winner, FTR.
So I got out my wax. I got out my poetry book. I put them together, and I came up with this. FTR is so magnificent that they didn't even win their company's belt.
Yeah.
To win this award. That's pretty amazing. They won everyone else's belts. They won AAA. They won IWGP. They won what else are they doing?
ROH.
Yeah, ROH. That is pretty amazing that you don't even win your own company's belt.
Yeah.
And you're the tag team of the year. That's pretty magnificent.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty freaking awesome. Mr. Graham, your thoughts?
I mean, what can I say that Canada Dry didn't say? The right team won.
Yeah.
Like there was no question when they came to this. They sat there. They put over teams. They're trying to make the Guns look legitimate, for God's sake. I mean,
they're pulling it off. Slowly
but surely, I guess. I mean, it's not due to a lack of trying. It's just I don't care about the Guns personally. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting to get pretty high on the Guns. I think they have a chance to be a legitimate good tag team. As long as they don't have the issues that with their father with asthma, I think they'll be okay. Liam, what are your thoughts?
So obviously I vote for FTR as well. The Acclaimed, yeah, obviously the fans love them, but I still think they've got a little bit more to prove.
Yeah.
The Usos, I didn't vote for them because I don't feel like they've got competition in WWE. You have to challenge themselves. The Briscoes have obviously had 2 amazing matches with obviously with FTR, but to win 3 titles in 3 different promotions, which is not even your own, I mean, you can't go unnoticed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I voted FTR because I think that they are going to create they have created a tag team renaissance that is not seen in any other promotion. I mean, outside of AAA or outside of New Japan. I mean, WWE sucks at tag teams, and I think you see it because the Usos are the champion. Who's going to dethrone them? The Viking Raiders? Give me a break. That's ridiculous.
It'll be the New Day, and we'll go back to that.
Yeah,
back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean,
will return and help them win it.
Yeah, but anytime you can win multiple championships without even winning your own promotions championship says volumes about how good Dax and Cash are, and they are straight money. So let's get to our next let's get to our next one. Here we go. Female Wrestler of the Year. Your nominees are Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Jamie Hayter, Mandy Rose, Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm. And the winner is Jamie Hayter. Woohoo! Jamie Hayter coming in big time. That I consider that to be an upset. I do. Canada Dry, your thoughts on our winner and the rest of the nominees?
I think Jamie Hayter came in at the right time to get this award. I think she came in and she's a bit of a sensation. People were waiting for her to take that brass ring and take a hold of it. And I can't help but think she has a really good chance of repeating next year, especially when the feud with her and Britt Baker starts going down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Golden Graham, your thoughts?
So, I mean, I think I would have had Jamie as number 2 on my ballot. I gave my vote to Bianca just because she was the champ for WWE basically the whole year.
Yeah.
And she had some good matches with Becky and some of the other girls. But yeah, like I said, I think part of this is probably a little bit of recency bias because she had such an amazing match at Full Gear.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but yeah, like I agree with Canada Dry. She may win this next year, especially if with Britt, if the formerly known as Sasha Banks comes in.
Yeah.
I think there could finally be some legit competition and great stuff in AEW for the women.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Liam, your thoughts?
So originally I vote for Rhea Ripley, but now obviously I'm going to debunk it all. But we've obviously seen Jamie Hayter grow. Obviously the crowd reaction has been absolutely phenomenal. The Full Gear match for me is probably one of my favorite female matches of the year. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think she will win this again next year.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Hayter to win this again next year. I mean, she just had a great year. I mean, she was in an AEW. She left. She comes back. She's got a new look. She looks a lot trimmer. She looks a lot stronger. But that girl is a legitimate bulldozer, and she is going to just mow over opponent after opponent after opponent. So, I mean, anytime you can do that, you're aces in my book. I actually voted for Jamie Hayter. I loved her. I think she had an amazing year. 2023 is going to be freaking fantastic with her. So let's get to our next one. We got 2 more left, and we're saving the big one for last. But here is our next category. Male Wrestler of the Year. Your nominees are Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn.
Oh, have we glitched?
JFB?
Please do a mind. We're having a few technical issues here. I think JFB is actually froze.
Did I do a dance? All right. Should win?
Go ahead.
Of the
Go ahead, play.
Frozen. All right. So we got. This is the male wrestler of the wood, and here we go.
Male Wrestler of the Year.
And the winner is... Oh, he's gone. That's the first. The JFB is actually gone.
That's why I'm not in charge of this stuff. Here's your winner.
There we go. Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Yay, welcome back.
And the winner is Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley. Woo! All right. So Canada Dry, go first on our winner and our winner and our nominees.
I didn't get to see the nominees. Do you know who it is?
Yeah, it was you want me to run it again? It was Chris.
Sure, go ahead.
I'll run it again. Male Wrestler of the Year. Your nominees are Chris Jericho, John Moxley, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. So let's talk nominees.
All right. So I think that I'm not a huge fan of John Moxley, but I like that he brought stability back to AEW at the right time. The ball was fumbled at Full Gear at the end. Should have been a huge moment for CM Punk, getting the belt back after his injury. He gets injured again. He does the whole fiasco with the Elite.
Yeah.
You got CM Punk down. You got the Elite down. You got Bucks down. So John Moxley takes the ball and carries the company on his back. For that reason, and you know what? The runner-up to me is Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns wrestled such a limited amount of dates that
Yeah. Okay. Golden Graham, your thoughts?
So I definitely think the right man won. I mean, you look at the year that Moxley had. It starts off with Bryan Danielson in the formation of the BCC, and then Wheeler Yuta, Konosuke Takeshita, and then he's the man who, like JFB said, picked up the ball, carried this company when shit went to hell. Yeah. So, and then he put over MJF. Like, everything this man was asked to do, he did to a T.
Yeah, without a vacation, by the way.
And honestly,
not only that, he overcame his alcohol addiction in the same year.
Yeah.
That's
too. Yeah. I mean, and my runner-up, honestly, I would have had Jericho as number 2. I think he's had one of the best years he's ever had this year. Like, his Ring of Jericho stuff was great. Like I said, his stuff with Eddie Kingston at the beginning of the year. I mean, Sami Zayn just came on recently, even though I forgot that he was the Intercontinental Champion at the beginning of the year. That's how bad it was with Vince. And like I said, like Roman, he's a great character. Like, he's that Godfather character in the WWE right now.
Yeah.
But he wrestles like once every 3 months, it feels like. And like we said, most of them were against Drew McIntyre for some strange reason.
Yeah.
So,
well, better than that than seeing him and Brock Lesnar fight for the 400th time.
I mean, we got that twice.
Yeah, we got that twice. So, Liam, your thoughts?
So a lot of fans obviously
he stole your line.
He stole my line, damn it.
Sorry.
Right, yeah. So I'll expand on what he said. So originally, a lot of people is going to think Roman Reigns, but once you get into the nitty gritty of the matches, I mean, I think most of them with Roman Reigns did involve Drew McIntyre, whether that be a single match or a trios match. Mox has obviously been in New Japan, he's been in GCW, he's had some big matches in AEW. So I feel like, I think Moxley takes it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I voted for Sami because I just thought his body of work, even as late as it was, once Vince left WWE and we had nothing but sunshine and rainbows with Triple H, he put on some amazing stuff. I'm really shocked that Chris Jericho didn't get that many votes, because I think Jericho had the best 365-day year that he's ever had in his entire career, at least within the last 10 to 15 years. I don't think anybody freaking put on a show like Chris Jericho did. So, but yeah, I mean, Moxley, I'm not a Moxley fan. I think he's very cookie cutter. We know it's going to be one of 6 promos, and it's always going to involve drinking piss and kissing and kicking ass. And so for me, that deters away. But you're right. I mean, he's wrestled Indies, he's wrestled New Japan, he's wrestled AEW. If someone calls him to wrestle, he's going to wrestle. And he did it while overcoming an addiction to alcohol. So I mean, for me, okay, I'll give you a clap. So
and he gave up his vacation.
Yeah, and he did it without his vacation, without his 6-week vacation. Thanks a lot, Ace Steel. You big jerk.
Now,
I'm kidding, Ace Steel. I don't need you to come to my house and bite me on the shoulder. So, all right, let's get to our final category. It is the big one. Wrestling match of the year. Your nominees are The Acclaim versus Swerve and Hardcore, FTR versus the Briscoes in a dog collar, Gunther versus Sheamus, Will Ospreay versus Orange, Roman and Jake Paul, Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. Okay, and our winner is, give me a drum roll. Here we go. FTR versus the Briscoes in a dog collar match, you big buffoons. Oh my God. You know what? That deserves a round of applause. Woo. Wow. Literally did not see that coming.
We were glitching up like crazy there.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a lot, StreamYard.
Anyway.
Canada Dry, you go first.
What's wrong with the StreamYard? You could have given it to FTR for a number of reasons. They had a few good matches. To me, this match was so great because FTR had white tights, and by the end, they were giving an homage to Bret the Hitman Hart because they were pink tights by the end, covered in blood. Yeah, this was such a great match, and it just goes to show you don't need to win a match to the year.
Yeah,
you just
yeah. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. The Golden Grams, your thoughts on the winner of Match of the Year and our nominees?
I mean, I feel like there was a couple of matches that could have won. I have no complaints with FTR and winning Match of the Year.
Yeah.
But I want to shine a light on Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay. Yeah. I sat there and rewatched that match. Like I caught and it's still just amazing, and I loved it, and I'm just in awe. Like for someone like I trash talk Orange Cassidy a lot because I'm not big on the character.
Yeah.
My God, that man can wrestle when he really wants to. And Will Ospreay, one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
I look forward to Wrestle Kingdom with Ospreay and Omega. That's going to be amazing.
I like Orange Cassidy because he brings a lightness to it while also bringing some high octane fuel while you laugh while also like it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my problem is like half the time he just does it's like he's not taking it too serious, and that annoys me sometimes.
Yeah, but that's his gimmick.
Yeah. I understand, and I'm allowed to say that it annoys me.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, just kidding.
All right, so let's get to Liam. Liam, your thoughts on Match of the Year and who won?
So originally, obviously, I voted for Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay because that was a match which proved a lot of people wrong. I remember a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is going to be a poor match," but let's admit it was probably the best one on the card. As regards to FTR and Briscoes, I mean, these guys have put on classics every time they face, so I'm not actually disappointed that these have won.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. I voted for Gunther versus Sheamus because for me, that probably was it was built up. That was the key. Not the Briscoes versus FTR, even though it kind of had a backstory anyways. The Gunther Sheamus match was built from ground floor, 90 stories tall, and they delivered. To me, what has been the best match of the year was that match against each other. Because you had Sheamus, who, is on the back end of his career, unfortunately. You have Gunther or Walter, who's on the very cusp of breaking out and being a huge, huge star. It just, there was no question about it. No question about it. My number two was Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy because, in a clunker of a pay-per-view, that was one of the big saving graces of that pay-per-view was that match because it showed Orange Cassidy is a wrestler. He's not just a guy who puts his hands in his pockets and does that. He wrestles and he knows how to wrestle. So,
and if I remember rightly, didn't obviously Will praise him after the match as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, he did.
Yeah, absolutely. He sung his praises like there was no tomorrow. So, all right, that is our episode, the 2022 Finger Awards. God, we got to come up with a better name than Finger Awards.
I'm just gonna say, like,
we were
for as much
too.
I just say, like, for all of the negativity, like bad publicity wrestling got this year with Vince and the scrum, there's an amazing amount of wrestling this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, we're in a swell. It's a big, huge 80-foot tall ocean wave, and we're catching it with our surfboards, and we're just going for the ride. You could be a fan of one or a fan of another. You can be a fan of Japanese wrestling, Mexican. Love wrestling. Like, just because someone says they love WWE and you like AEW doesn't mean they're wrong. Enjoy it, because WWE's got some great stuff going on for it. And, I know one of their head writers, I've been friends with him for a few years, smart as a whip, and that guy loves wrestling. And I'm telling you right now, he is going to deliver 2023, maybe the best year WWE's ever had since Hogan and Andre the Giant WrestleMania 3. He's going to deliver big time. So
I hope so. Like, I want to like WWE again. Yeah. I haven't I quit watching WWE for forever because it was bad.
Yeah. Oh, it was horrible, and a lot of it is Vince's dementia, I'm sure, and him, Bruce Pritchard, and all the other guys who were like, yeah, we'll just keep running this like it's 1984. So
the legitimate old man's club.
I almost wonder if Vince was successful in spite of himself. Like, he just had the right guys there where he was taking credit. Like, he's the guy who came up with the Farouk helmet, right? Like, this is dumb.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He also came up with Max Mutant and the Goblin Goose.
Yeah, I think that a lot of time Vince had the people working for him, and he just let them do their thing. And I think he ran out of guys.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like, WWE is almost too big to fail, if you know what I mean. Like, they have that name brand and that reputation.
Yep, absolutely. But we all know sometimes too big to fail means you're going to fail. And I'm hoping Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, husband and wife, they're gonna right the ship. They're gonna right the course. They got great guys like Rob Fee and several other big time writers who love wrestling. They're not soap opera writers or drama writers. They are wrestling fans that write, and that's gonna be a huge, huge thing. So, but that's it. That's our 2022.
I'm excited for this. I was going to say something really quickly. I'm excited also for what AEW is going to be doing in this new year. They got their new set. They got their new the new producer who came over from WWE. So that's exciting. What's going to happen this new year with AEW? Will CM Punk come back? Will there be a Wrestle Bowl? There's so much things that could happen, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
They say a rising tide raises all ships. So
There you go. I like that. I'm stealing that, by the way. I'll pay you $10, but I'm taking it. All right. Well, that's our show. That is the 2022 Finger Awards. It's our season 3, episode 1, spectacular. You want to know what's going to go on with AEW? Well, guess what? Wednesday night, every night, about 9:05, 10:05 Eastern, we go live, Dynamite After Dark. Friday is the Wrestling with the Paranormal. We have the Magic of Wrestling on Saturday. Sunday is our flagship, the All Effing Wrestling Show. We have tons of stuff, tons of content.
So let me ask you something, JFB.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a new intro next week?
We will have a new intro next week.
Season 3, new intro. Okay.
Yeah, because it's season 3. We got to have a new intro, yo. I mean, that's what
we're going to see some lead pipes, Denise.
Same music, but a different theme.
Yeah, it's gonna be nothing but a video of Nancy Kerrigan going, why? I kid because she's from Massachusetts, but I heard she's not a very nice person. But that's just hearsay and rumor and innuendo. So, all right. So if you want to get in touch with us, there's multiple ways to do it. One is on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Evan Wrestling. Scroll all the way down, all our social media links. But we have a special link in our website. It is FNWrestling.com, and there and only there can you connect to our prediction league, which if you read Wrestling Prediction Monthly, which I'm subscribed to, we are in the top 10, and we are rising up with a bullet. Yeah, we are in the top 10. AFW's Prediction League, the All Effin' Wrestling Prediction League, is fun. You can cut promos. You can hang out and chat. You predict AEW matches. You can win belts. You can win a whole assortment of goodies and really cool stuff that you can use to brag upon when you're picking up single ladies at the bar. Hey, I'm a pretend wrestling champion. So you go to FNWrestling.com. If you like t-shirts and you want to support our show, like this shirt or that shirt or the one that Canada Dry's got or Natalia Markover's wearing, yummy, you can go to ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling where you can get all our swag. If you like old school wrestling, me and Canada Dry are huge old school wrestling fans. Joseph Graham is, Liam Wakeland is. All you have to do is go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear. And if you're looking for a Happy New Year shirt for Canada Dry, he wants the one of adorable Adrian Adonis flipping everybody the middle finger. By God, that's the one you need to do right there. Shipping to Canada is relatively cheap because it's done by mule and not by plane and or truck. It's done by mule, so it's very cheap and inefficient. It'll get to him in about 4 months, but you know, it's still by donkey and it's like a $1.50. It's done by Huskies in the
we do it by Husky now.
So anyways, go to Pro Wrestling Tees, support our pod. If you're on Apple or Spotify, if you're on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. If you're on Apple, leave us a 5-star review and I will read your review on the air. That is how determined I am. Season 3, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to have some promotions. We're going to have some this. We're going to have a little bit of that. A little bit of red, a little bit of white. You know, we're going to have all kinds of fun. But on behalf of Canada Dry, the effing Golden Graham, and Liam Wakeland, I am the JFB.
And remember to keep.
Ding, ding, ding. This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.